A lot of parents are trying to figure out ways to keep up with what their kids are doing online. And so to help, this Austin Cybersecurity Collective is hosting an event tonight to help parents. That event is called It's 2025. Do you know where your kids are surfing? Joining us to talk more about this is cybersecurity expert John Schimanski with Trivigil. John, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You know, we obviously know that as we get closer to the end of school, kids are probably going to be on their screens, on all their devices more, online more. You know, what's the overall message to parents?
The overall message to parents is be aware and pay attention to what's going on with your child, with the youth of our generations, because these threats are global and they're coming hard and fast at students, at children, and sometimes parents don't know what their child is doing online.
What do you see as the biggest danger, the biggest thing that parents need to be on the lookout for?
I would say the biggest digital threat right now is what's called sextortion. It's where kids are being catfished for intimate or compromising photos and then they're being blackmailed for it.
Wow. And I would imagine that even on top of that, you have the AI scams, right? So even if your kids aren't giving those photos, just being on these, having photos, you know, on these apps, someone is having access to what they look like.
Well, there's that too, but with the AI scams, what we're seeing now is they're catfishing them. They're creating online relationships that have no basis in reality. They have different methodologies. Scammers are using this to contact 10, 15,000 students or children, as it were, with just one application.
Is there a particular app or a particular series of apps that you think are the most dangerous?
AI in any form right now, from a child's perspective who may not have the cognizant reasoning to see it for what it is, that it's not a human, there is no person behind the screen, there's no wizard, as it were, and it's not safe for them to be interacting with on a emotional or intellectual level at their state of maturity. That's the biggest threat right now.
Yeah. Do scammers have some apps that they like to use more than others?
It's what I'm seeing in the research that I've been involved with. We're seeing it across all of social media, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, even the game in chat sessions are now becoming playgrounds for criminals.
Oh, wow. We know that social media companies, they have verifications, right? Or they're supposed to have verifications for ages, and you have the different versions of the apps, right, for younger kids. But are those things really working?
In my opinion, they're not as effective as most people would like to think they are. But I believe that education is going to be a lot more effective than arbitrary numbers. Facebook limits their users to 13 and over. House Bill 186 by the Republican representative from Frisco wants all social media cut off until 18 years of age.
Yeah.
And that is, in my opinion, the wrong direction we need to go. I've had personal contact with victims of sextortion and other internet type crimes where they limited social media from 16 to 18, didn't let them in, and they weren't prepared to combat it. They weren't prepared to identify the risk or even articulate what that risk was to their parents when they did get in trouble.
Interesting. An interesting, perspective on the other side of that. When it comes down to it, what do you recommend parents do?
Be involved. Extremely. Look through the devices of their children. It's called being a parent. It's called being aware of the dangers that your child are in. Have those open conversations about intimate, compromising photos, how they should not be sharing it for several reasons, the least of which is, this could be used against you. There are kids that have committed suicide over these photos of threats of them being exposed, outed to their friends, and spent, out into the world as an embarrassment or a way to get over on them and be the criminal that these people are being portrayed as.
Yeah, it's not the kid's phone, it's the parent's phone. I just let you use it. You can go through it anytime, right?
Correct. And that's one of the things that I recommend to parents is, you can be a friend of your kid to a certain point, but you have to protect them at least until they're 18, if not a little bit further into adulthood, because they're going to run into situations they have no idea how to handle.
Yeah.
And if they can't articulate the problem, then they're going to shut down. They're going to start to see different behaviors from their child, and it's going to lead to a negative outcome.
All right. John Schimanski with Trivigil and the Austin Cybersecurity Collective. We thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.